Have you ever wondered why Pisceans seem to live in a world of their own, so effortlessly creative, yet incredibly sensitive? What if I told you that these traits aren't just quirks but are deeply woven into the fabric of their very being? Picture this. A sign so in tune with the astral realm that they can almost predict the emotional weather of the people around them. Sounds fascinating, right? But here's the twist. This combination of creativity and sensitivity doesn't just make Pisceans dreamers. It makes them incredibly powerful forces in the world. You might think that such a combination could hold them back, but let me assure you, Pisceans are not just the most sensitive sign, they are also the most capable of turning their vivid imaginations into a reality. Now, imagine using this innate power to not only understand the emotions of others but also to bring your wildest dreams to life. Stick around because in this video we'll reveal exactly why Pisces is a force to be reckoned with, and how you can harness their traits for success in your own life. Ever wondered why they're so drawn to the arts, or how they manage to create such profound emotional connections? Or why, despite their dreamy nature, they often struggle to stay grounded? We're diving into all of this and more, so get ready for an eye-opening look into the world of Pisces. By the end of this video you might just start seeing them, and yourself, in a whole new light. Pisces, oh Pisces! These individuals seem to live in a world entirely their own, as if reality is just a starting point for their boundless imagination. They can turn the mundane into magical, creating vivid mental landscapes where anything feels possible. It's like stepping into a watercolor painting, fluid, dreamy, and captivating. Picture this. While most zodiac signs might see a rainy day as gloomy, a Piscean might visualize a grand romantic scene, complete with dramatic music and a long-lost love under that very same rain. Their ability to transform simple moments into rich inner stories is a superpower many underestimate. This imaginative streak is more than just daydreaming. It's a tool for envisioning possibilities. Pisceans often imagine their future in ways that can inspire action. Want a practical way to harness this? Try journaling. Visualize your ideal life and write it out in detail. Describe the house, the feeling of stepping onto the balcony, or even the sound of your dream car's engine. This practice can help bring those Piscean dreams closer to reality. By putting imagination into words, you turn dreams into seeds for manifestation. But here's the catch. Sometimes this dreamy nature can create a gap between aspirations and action. For instance, a Pisces may picture themselves traveling the world, but they might get stuck just dreaming instead of planning. If you're a Pisces, try pairing your dreams with a to-do list. Start small. Research destinations or open a savings account dedicated to your adventures. This way you're not just imagining, you're moving. A Piscean's imagination also makes them incredibly relatable storytellers. Think of artists, poets, or filmmakers whose works leave you mesmerized. Chances are many of them have strong Piscean traits. This gift for creating immersive worlds can even show up in the little things, like crafting the perfect text message to make someone smile. Never underestimate how this astral gift of dreaming can connect you to others. As the moon illuminates their ever-changing astral tides, Pisceans find themselves drifting effortlessly between dreams and reality. And yet, their ability to imagine is just the foundation. There's a creative visionary waiting to emerge, a Pisces who doesn't just dream but also designs worlds. When it comes to creative visionaries, Pisceans sit right at the top of the zodiac throne. Their ability to imagine is not just expansive, it's transformative. They can take the most abstract ideas and mold them into something tangible and meaningful. Picture this. A Piscean walking into a cluttered room and immediately envisioning how to turn it into a cozy sanctuary with a few thoughtful touches. It's not just about seeing things differently, it's about seeing possibilities where others see limitations. This innate creativity makes them the kind of people who can inspire change in both small and monumental ways. What sets Pisces apart as visionaries is their knack for connecting the dots between the seen and the unseen. Their ideas often seem like they're pulled from another dimension, almost as if the planets whisper secrets directly into their minds. If you're a Pisces or no one, you've probably witnessed how effortlessly they come up with innovative solutions to problems others struggle with. For example, when brainstorming a work project, they're the ones who suggest an unconventional idea that surprises everyone but works brilliantly. A great way to tap into this creative energy is through mind mapping or free writing. Both methods allow their imagination to flow unfiltered, sparking even more groundbreaking ideas. But being a visionary isn't all roses and fairy lights. Pisces can sometimes get so lost in their creative process that they forget to bring their ideas to life. Think of a filmmaker with countless scripts sitting on their desk but none submitted to producers. To combat this, they need systems that ground their creativity. One suggestion: set deadlines and hold yourself accountable. Break your big idea into smaller, actionable steps. Whether it's finishing a painting or writing a novel, a Piscean's dreams become most powerful when paired with discipline. Their creative genius isn't limited to art and design. It seeps into every corner of their lives. They might be the ones to turn a mundane dinner into an unforgettable event, complete with candles, playlists, and heartfelt toasts. It's not about extravagance. It's about the thought and emotion they pour into their actions. And this same creativity often translates to their relationships, where they consistently find new ways to express love and appreciation. If you're in their circle, expect to be inspired and occasionally surprised by their unique perspective on life. As Pisceans navigate their visionary world, they're not just creating for the sake of it, they're building bridges between what exists and what could be. And in this journey, they're driven by something deeper, a romantic longing to connect their dreams to the real world. This desire leads them to explore even more imaginative realms, where love and emotion take center stage. For Pisceans, love is never just a fleeting feeling, it's a profound, soul-stirring experience. They are deeply romantic, often seeing the world through a lens of idealized beauty and passion. This tendency to view life through a poetic and sentimental filter shapes their interactions, making even ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Imagine a Piscean walking through a rainstorm, their hearts swelling as they view it not as a nuisance but as a beautiful cinematic scene, a backdrop for an unfolding love story. This ability to romanticize life is both a gift and a challenge, as it helps them find beauty in places others might overlook. Their approach to relationships is no different. When a Piscean falls in love, they dive in completely. Their loyalty knows no bounds, and they often expect the same level of commitment and passion in return. It's not unusual for them to express love in extravagant ways, writing poetry, creating intimate gifts, or planning elaborate surprises. However, this deep connection also means that a Piscean can be easily hurt. If their love is unreciprocated or misunderstood, it can feel as though the very foundation of their world has been shaken. This sensitivity makes them incredibly compassionate partners, always striving to understand the emotional needs of those they care about. But this sentimental nature isn't limited to romantic relationships. Pisceans tend to extend their deep emotional connection to family, friends, and even strangers. Their empathy makes them natural caregivers, always willing to lend a shoulder to lean on. This is where their ability to connect with others truly shines. A Piscean can sense when someone is hurting even if they don't express it. They intuitively know what the other person needs, whether it's a word of comfort or a moment of silence. Their presence alone is often enough to bring solace, as they exude a warmth that feels like a gentle embrace. This romantic and sentimental outlook often leads Pisceans to view the world as one big love story. They're constantly searching for meaning in the relationships they form and the experiences they live. They tend to feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, as if it's their mission to bring joy, beauty, and love into the lives of others. Whether through a heartfelt conversation or a quiet act of kindness, their emotional depth has the power to transform even the most mundane situations into memorable moments. While this deep romanticism makes them sensitive to the energies around them, it also inspires them to dream big. Their vision of love isn't bound by conventional ideas. It's often more about the emotion, the connection, and the shared experience. They believe that every encounter is a part of a larger, meaningful story. And in this way, a Piscean's romanticism adds a layer of depth and richness to their world, making even the simplest interactions feel significant. Sensitivity is one of the defining characteristics of Pisceans. They feel everything deeply: joy, sadness, love, and pain. It's as if they are constantly attuned to the subtle vibrations of the world around them. Their heightened intuition allows them to pick up on emotions and energies that others might miss, making them incredibly empathetic but also vulnerable to being overwhelmed. Think of them as emotional sponges, absorbing not only their own feelings but also the feelings of others. This ability to sense and understand emotions can be a blessing, but it often leaves them exhausted, especially in chaotic or emotionally charged environments. For a Piscean, it's not just about what is said, it's about what is felt. A simple gesture, a fleeting glance, or even the tone of someone's voice can evoke a strong emotional reaction. This deep emotional sensitivity makes them excellent listeners and friends, always ready to provide comfort or a shoulder to cry on. But, at times, this same sensitivity can make them retreat into themselves when the world feels too heavy. They might need time alone to recharge, to process the flood of emotions they've absorbed throughout the day. This sensitivity can lead to a tendency to overthink, especially when it comes to their relationships. They might replay conversations in their minds, wondering if something they said upset someone or if they misread a situation. This self-reflection, while useful in understanding others, can sometimes result in emotional overwhelm. For Pisceans, it's important to recognize when they're getting too caught up in their thoughts and to take a step back to regain their balance. Practices like meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature can help ground their energy and prevent emotional burnout. While their sensitivity makes them deeply in tune with others, it also means they're susceptible to being hurt by criticism or negative energy. Because they feel emotions so intensely, even small misunderstandings can leave a lasting impact. However, this emotional depth is also what allows them to experience life in such a rich and meaningful way. They're the ones who find beauty in the smallest moments, whether it's the sound of rain on the window or the smile of a loved one. In a world that often prioritizes emotional resilience and toughness, Pisceans stand as a reminder of the importance of feeling deeply. Their sensitivity may be perceived as a weakness by some, but in reality, it is their greatest strength. It allows them to connect with the world on a level that others might not even be able to imagine. By embracing their sensitivity, Pisceans can use it as a powerful tool for personal growth and understanding, helping others in ways that few can. If there's one thing that defines a Piscean more than any other trait, it's their exceptional empathy. They feel connected to the experiences of others in a way that's almost instinctual. Pisceans don't just sympathize with someone's pain, they feel it as if it's their own. This deep well of empathy allows them to be incredible listeners, understanding and comforting friends and compassionate partners. They instinctively know when someone is struggling even without being told, and they have an uncanny ability to offer the right words or actions to ease that pain. This intense empathy, however, isn't always easy for a Piscean. Because they absorb others' emotions so deeply, they can find themselves overwhelmed by the suffering around them. It's as if the weight of the world's emotional burdens rests on their shoulders. In some cases, this might lead them to become emotionally drained or to overextend themselves in helping others. While their compassion is admirable, Pisceans must remember to protect their own emotional health. Setting boundaries is essential for maintaining balance in their relationships, ensuring they can continue to give without sacrificing their own well-being. An example of their empathy in action might be a Piscean friend offering comfort after a breakup. Rather than offering cliched advice or merely listening, they're the ones who show up with tea, tissues, and just the right words to make someone feel seen and understood. Their actions speak volumes, and their presence brings a sense of peace to others in distress. This is the kind of support that goes beyond words. It's the comfort that comes from knowing someone truly understands what you're going through. Pisceans also often feel a deep connection to people they don't know personally, from strangers in need to historical figures they admire. This global empathy means they're likely to feel a sense of sorrow when witnessing suffering on a larger scale, such as environmental disasters or humanitarian crises. This can sometimes leave them feeling helpless as they want to do everything they can to alleviate the pain of others. The key here is finding ways to channel this empathy into action, whether through volunteer work, donations, or simply offering kindness in everyday interactions. This incredible empathy allows Pisceans to form bonds that go beyond surface-level connections. Their relationships are often deep and meaningful, rooted in mutual understanding and emotional resonance. People often feel safe opening up to a Piscean because they know they will be heard, valued, and accepted without judgment. This capacity for emotional connection is what makes Pisceans such powerful forces in the lives of those around them. Pisceans are notorious for their idealism. They often view the world not as it is but as it could be, and this outlook drives many of their choices and actions. For them, reality is just a starting point, and their imagination turns it into something much grander. This tendency to see the world through rose-colored glasses can be beautiful, but it can also lead to disappointment when things don't match up to their expectations. A Piscean might walk into a new project, convinced it will be their greatest success, only to find that the reality is much harder and more complex than they envisioned. While idealism often fuels their creativity and passion, it can sometimes prevent Pisceans from seeing the full picture. They may be so caught up in their dreams and hopes that they overlook the practical aspects of a situation. This can result in frustration, especially when things don't unfold as expected. The key for Pisceans is to temper their idealism with a dose of realism. While it's important to dream big, it's equally important to acknowledge the challenges that come with pursuing those dreams. By doing so, they can better prepare themselves for setbacks and turn obstacles into opportunities. A Piscean's idealism also influences their relationships. They're often drawn to people who seem to embody their perfect vision of love or friendship. However, when their partner or friend doesn't live up to their ideals, it can cause tension or disillusionment. Pisceans may need to learn how to accept people as they are, flaws and all, instead of expecting them to be a perfect reflection of their dreams. The key is finding balance, holding on to your idealism but also appreciating the beauty in imperfection. This overly idealistic view also impacts their approach to life's challenges. Pisceans might struggle when things don't go according to plan, feeling a sense of confusion or helplessness. However, this sensitivity to setbacks can also be a great teacher, helping them to grow and learn from failure. By viewing these challenges as opportunities for growth, Pisceans can learn to embrace both their dreams and the obstacles that help them grow stronger along the way. Ultimately, while their idealism can sometimes be a source of frustration, it's also what makes Pisceans visionaries and dreamers. Their ability to see a better world is a gift that inspires others to follow suit. By grounding their idealism with practical action, they can turn their dreams into a reality that's even more beautiful than they imagined. Creativity flows naturally from Pisceans. It's as if it's woven into their very being. They're born creators with an inherent ability to turn their dreams and visions into something tangible. This creativity often manifests in artistic pursuits, whether through painting, writing, or music, but it also extends to how they approach life in general. For a Piscean, creating something new isn't just a hobby, it's a way of life. Their vivid imagination allows them to see the world in ways that others can't, and it's this unique perspective that often leads to groundbreaking work. Being natural creators means that Pisceans are constantly inspired by the world around them. A walk in the park can spark a new idea for a painting, or a conversation with a friend can lead to the perfect plot twist for a story. They're always absorbing the world through an artistic lens, finding beauty in places others might miss. This constant flow of inspiration fuels their creative output, making them prolific in their work. The challenge, however, lies in their ability to channel this creativity in a productive way. Without a structured approach, their ideas can become scattered or overwhelming. One of the best ways for Pisceans to harness their creative potential is by setting aside dedicated time for their craft. Whether it's an hour a day or a weekend retreat, having a routine can help them stay focused and ensure that their creativity isn't just a passing moment of inspiration but a sustained practice. Journaling, sketching, or even brainstorming can be great ways for them to capture fleeting ideas before they disappear into the ether. Despite their natural creativity, Pisceans often struggle with self-doubt. They may question the worth of their work or fear that others won't understand their artistic vision. However, it's important for them to recognize that creativity isn't about pleasing others. It's about expressing themselves authentically. When Pisceans embrace their unique creative voice, they have the potential to create art that resonates with others on a deeply emotional level. The natural creativity of Pisceans also extends to how they approach problem solving. Their ability to think outside the box allows them to come up with innovative solutions, even when faced with challenges. Whether it's in their personal or professional lives, Pisceans bring a fresh perspective that can inspire others and drive progress. Creativity isn't just about art. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world, and for Pisceans, it's an essential part of who they are. While Pisceans are blessed with incredible imaginations, they often face challenges when it comes to staying grounded in the practicalities of life. Their natural inclination to dream big and think outside the box can sometimes make it difficult to focus on the everyday details that require attention. For example, when dealing with finances or managing time, Pisceans may find themselves easily overwhelmed by the sheer amount of tasks that need to be completed. The constant pull of their thoughts toward more creative endeavors can make the mundane aspects of life feel like a chore. This lack of focus on practical matters can sometimes lead to disorganization, missed deadlines, or even financial mismanagement. It's not that Pisceans lack the intelligence or ability to handle these tasks. They just struggle with the routine nature of them. However, this challenge also presents an opportunity for growth. By learning to balance their dreams with more structured approaches, Pisceans can harness their creativity to make practical tasks more enjoyable and less stressful. One way Pisceans can improve in this area is by setting clear goals and creating systems to help them stay on track. For example, they could use planners or digital apps to help organize their tasks and keep track of their priorities. Breaking down larger projects into smaller, manageable steps can also help them feel more in control and less overwhelmed. By approaching practical matters with the same creativity they apply to their passions, Pisceans can make even the most mundane tasks feel more rewarding. Additionally, Pisceans can benefit from surrounding themselves with people who excel in the practical areas where they struggle. This doesn't mean relying on others entirely, but rather partnering with those who can help ground them when necessary. For instance, teaming up with a more practical-minded person in a business venture can ensure that all the necessary logistics and details are covered, allowing Pisceans to focus on the creative aspects of their work. Ultimately, Pisceans don't need to sacrifice their dreamy nature to succeed in the practical world. By finding ways to blend their creativity with pragmatic strategies, they can build a life that is not only fulfilling but also functional. They can learn to appreciate the balance between their idealistic visions and the practical steps needed to bring those visions to life, finding harmony between their astral dreams and the grounded realities of daily life. Now that you've learned just how powerful and unique Pisceans truly are, it's time to reflect. Are you tapping into your own creativity and sensitivity the way Pisces naturally does? Whether you're a Pisces or not, you can embrace these traits to transform your own life. So, what's stopping you from turning your dreams into reality? Maybe it's time to take that leap and trust your inner creative power. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us create even more content that you'll love. And if you want to keep learning about astrology and uncover more about the mysteries of the Zodiac, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have notifications turned on. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Are you ready to tap into your own creative energy? What's one thing you can do today to harness your Pisces-like imagination? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts with us. We love hearing from you.